cringe-ass fucking drama.
NomisYalf is a YouTube commentator.
People hating me. So I just complimented them a bunch of times. Now, it felt weird for me to do. That's why I wanted to mention this part specifically. He's not going there to go, oh my god, see, it was a joke.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another legit furry review. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about a YouTuber that goes by the name of NomisYalf. Just like me, he also does commentary videos and likes to call himself the serial killer of YouTube.
Hello everyone, it's your local internet serial killer here.
NomisYalf has said several times that his content takes a lot of time to make, when it's not even true at all. I can literally make his type of videos in under 10 to 20 minutes, and at most, under an hour. His content isn't the best, but it's not as terrible as Communist Creeper's videos.
Hey everyone, Creepy here. So today I want to talk about a segment of a PragerU video related to the Charlottesville riot. So this riot took place in Charlottesville, and it was a bunch of saying that the Jews will not replace us, and then they killed a person. So how will PragerU defend Donald Trump, the President of the United States?
Anyways, this video isn't going to be about criticizing Nomis's content. Instead, it's actually criticizing and exposing the horrible shit that Nomis has done. Anyways, let's get into it.
Your doctor's on dog's bin. There's a pounding in your head.
Yo, anyone want to go to McDonald's?
Yeah, sure, why not, guys?
Where's Trivadex?
I think he wandered off.
To where?
I think to that white van that says free candy.
Meanwhile...
Hey, want free candy?
Sure, why not? As long as it's not an attempt to kidnap me.
No, it's not.
Okay. Hey, what the fuck, man? I thought you weren't gonna kidnap me, bro. Let me go. Dude, so uncool.
No, we got kidnapped by Nomis? Nomis messaged me saying, I'm taking Trivadex to my island called Nuts Gaming Island. If you want him back, I challenge you to a boxing match on my island. Ace.
NomisYalf is a massive hypocrite because he will say that Saammuel's acting petty and childish, or that Saammuel's trying to manipulate people about him.
With someone known as Sam being quite manipulative with certain things. It's really petty and childish, and I just can't bring myself to respond to someone being petty and childish.
Well, Nomis has also done the same shit as well. Literally, in this same response video to Saamuel, he unironically tries to manipulate people about Sam.
There were messages between this user and Nomis, bearing in mind this user was 17 and Nomis was in his mid-20s, that showed that they were having flirtatious conversations. So in these conversations, Nomis is seen supporting this user in question. Over amongst these conversations, he's calling this user kind heart, saying that they're very cute, very sweet, and just really flirtatious stuff. Like the video, this user is at the age of 17 and Nomis is in his mid-20s, a really creepy situation.
However, first of all, I'd like to correct Sam and say it wasn't weird flirtatious behavior. Don't get me wrong, it definitely was weird, but the whole flirtatiousness, I can admit I can be quite flirtatious. That is a true thing. However, this whole situation with me trying to be flirtatious isn't that. I called them kind heart way before this because they are a kind-hearted person. But
Sam didn't manipulate anyone, all he did was expose your shitty antics. Now, you on the other hand, tried to manipulate the situation in your own favor and tried to get people to turn against Sam just to save your own degenerate ass. Another thing that makes you a hypocrite is that you like to say you don't like drama, and you like to start drama all the fucking time. This video respond to Sam is literally a fucking example of that. You could have just let it be and move on, but no, you couldn't just do that. You had to make a 13-minute video yapping about Sam and trying to out him as a shitty individual. Literally, the thumbnail says a lot. Speaking about the thumbnail, it literally looks like you sick fuck. You have also said that you didn't like that you were getting disconnected on the call on the Trash Talk server, but according to Salem, they said that you did the same shit as well.
I've only gotten, just out of information out of the people who were there that apparently, he kicked off because I think people were kicking him out the VC just for the fun of it, and apparently he would used to do that too, so it's hypocritical for him to being upset.
Also, you guys don't know, Salem is Nomis's victim. I'll talk about them more in the video. Also, let me just mention this as well. Salem is 17 and Nomis is 27 years old, and Nomis was being pedophilic towards him, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway, Nomis, it's okay when you kick people out of the Discord calls in your own server, but when others do it to you in their own server, it's not okay with you. Nomis, quit bitching and complaining about Sam manipulating people when he didn't, and also quit bitching about getting kicked out of Discord calls when you do the same shit as well, because it literally makes you a massive hypocrite.
Your doctor's on dog's bin. There's a pounding in your head.
Alright boys, it looks like we've arrived to Nuns Gaming Island.
Save Trevordex from the flare of minors and get out of here.
Agreed, because if we stay here any longer, Nomis and his Nuns gaming crew would probably try to lock us up.
Okay boys, let's get off the boat. We've made it to land now.
Is that a dog? OMG, it looks so adorable. I wanna pet it. Come here, boy. Come here, boy.
Stop trying to lure that thing over here. It's gonna attack one of us.
Gotta agree with AJ on this one. I think that's Nomis's pet guard dog.
Nah, I think Nomis has treated badly. We gotta save it.
Dude, stop trying to call it over here.
Chill out, dude. It's not like it's going to attack us, right?
Just leave it behind. This is his fault. We warned him and he didn't listen.
Now, we're gonna react to some parts of this video that Nomis uploaded titled Addressing the Allegations, which is full of bullshit and lies, and I just want to say, these aren't allegations anymore because they've been proven to be true that Nomis is a fucking degenerate and a total creep.
It wasn't weird, flirtatious behavior. Don't get me wrong, it definitely was weird.
Which one is it, Nomis? Was it weird or was it not weird? Make up your own fucking mind because you're literally contradicting yourself here.
But the whole flirtatiousness, I can admit I can be quite flirtatious. That is a true thing. However, this whole situation with me trying to be flirtatious isn't that.
Okay, Nomis, let's think about this logically. If you think that the messages weren't flirtatious, then why didn't you show any proof to back up your claim here? And this proves Sam's point. Oh, I know why, because you don't have any evidence. It's just word of mouth. Sam, on the other hand, did show proof to back up his claim. In my own opinion, and I think everyone watching this video can agree with me, that what you said in these messages was obviously being flirtatious and being very fucking creepy. Another thing is that you stated in this video that you're not in your mid-20s, right?
20s.
But the highest number you've stated was that you're the same age as Meadows, which is probably the safest bet that you're the same age as him. Another thing to point out is that he excuses his lies as paranoid schizophrenia, right? However, though, this means he has something to be paranoid about when telling people how old he is. Because thinking about it logically, someone who has nothing to fear or be paranoid has nothing to hide, right? But Nomis is the complete fucking opposite of that, which means he does have something to hide, which is his age. Look, man, if you have nothing to hide, then there's nothing to fear.
Sensei to your house. SWAT team busting down your door. I just broke your
NomisYalf is one of the most manipulated people I've ever seen. This guy tried to manipulate Salem on trying to get them onto a video to try to excuse his innocence and make himself look like he was the victim and that he's the target of a smear campaign. Nomis, what responsibility are you talking about here? Are you talking about how they came out and exposed the truth about you being a degen? Look, man, there's nothing for them to take responsibility for. If you think that they should take responsibility and hold themselves accountable, all because they expose you for being a degen, then you're fucking stupid. Another example how Nomis is a manipulator is that in this same response video to Sam, this is where Nomis' manipulation is really highlighted in.
Pretty much just more like panicked anger because it's a case of I thought I could trust said person, then this shit pops up, so then it's just gonna lead to people hating me or stuff like that, and I really can't be bothered with drama. Now,
oh yeah guys, he doesn't want to be bothered with drama after a failed attempt at manipulating people by sending a all because he was kicked out from a voice call. He literally fucking admitted to being manipulative. This is the part that he doesn't want to talk about in this video because he's attempting to manipulate people that he's a victim of quote-unquote harassment.
Overall, I would like to say to the victim, I can apologize for the whole frustration and anger thing, so I am sorry about that.
Oh, okay, motherfucker, I see. Now you want to apologize to Salem after gaslighting and trying to manipulate them onto a video to defend your guilty ass. Listen here, flare of minors, if you really were sorry about what you did to Salem, you would apologize to them in DMs instead of trying to gaslight and manipulate them. In hindsight, this apology you gave to Salem in your video was bullshit because you hurt Salem really badly, you disgusting fuck. The last thing I want to point out for this segment is that in my previous point, I said that Nomis has stated that he is the same age as Meadows, right? Which is probably the safest bet he is the same age as him. Well, to further prove he is the same age as Meadows, here's a clip of him saying that he's above the age of 21.
So, from what I'm seeing so far, it's like some guy who's massively successful and he made his own family, he got his own house and job and stuff at 21. I'm gonna be honest, when I was 21, it consisted of me having only my own home and relating to something morally questionable.
All this adds up now why he lies a lot about his age and why he's so paranoid of people finding out his real age.
Fucking car, SWAT team coming from the yard. Put your docs in the fucking bin.
Two individuals that go by the name of Emmett and Kita were falsely accused of serious crimes by NomisYalf. He falsely accused Emmett of no proof whatsoever, while Nomis is friends and supports Siley, who is another individual that said he would Emmett and his friend as well. I reached out to Emmett for an interview about this, and here's what he had to say about it. What did NomisYalf falsely accuse you of, and like, why?
I was falsely accused of in a positive manner in the NomisYalf server. Not only does Nomis have no proof that I did this, but I simply never said anything regarding rape in any of these calls. He says he kept me in the server because of the right to freedom of speech. Okay. But he provides no proof that I ever did this. He's just slandering my name. Nomis makes me out to be an individual I'm not. And he did this because I called out one of his friends, Siley, commentary channel, and Siley basically said he would Siley, he is defending Siley, and he's falsely accusing me of doing horrible things.
What has your experience with Nomis been?
Okay.
What?
My experience overall with Nomis has not been very good. He's an asshole in general, and he's constantly putting himself in drama he shouldn't even be in. He also talks about a lot of his older commentary friends in a bad light and slanders them as well.
Basically, this further proves my point that NomisYalf is a massive hypocrite because he falsely accused Emmett of something serious, while Nomis is supporting Siley, someone that actually wanted to Emmett and his friend. In my opinion, it's just really hypocritical for Nomis to be saying this about Emmett and his friend as well. Anyways, the next person who was falsely accused of something serious was Kita. The serious crime that Nomis falsely accused her of was cheese pizza. This is very ironic for Nomis to do since he sent fucking I will get into that here in a bit. Anyways, here's what Kita had to say. So firstly, how did you met Nomis?
So it was around the Zero Needs Coffee allegations. Like, the victim of that was actually my best friend. And so she introduced me to Nomis and a bunch of other YouTubers. And I think he commented on my OC and said that like he thought that I had a beach ball on my head, which was really funny. And then like we went into DMs from there, basically.
When did these false allegations happen? And what did he like falsely accuse you of, and why?
It kind of all happened like at once. It was a whole situation. So I went into a VC and Kumo was there, and me and Kumo have history. Like, he doesn't like me, I don't like him. And so I was kind of like, I don't really want to be in here, dude. Like, I don't really like Kumo. And he was like, no, he's chill. So I got in there, and we just started bantering, and it came up about the ASMR stuff, which is what obviously the Lovesick drama, which again I've apologized for. It's history. Me and Lovesick, like, have parted. And I mentioned that I had an ASMR channel. It's now deleted. I deleted it because do you know what I mean? And he went onto it and said, "This is really weird. This is literotica," which I was like, "Okay, that's fair enough." And he was like, "That's kind of weird, dude." So I was like, "Okay." And then I left the call I think in between all that conversation, Dingo came into the call, and then he was kicked because he was being, do you know what I mean? He was being a bit trolly and stuff like that, and it was Nomis' service who kicked him. So the invite link was created. So I left because most of them were very uncomfortable with that content, which I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? You can say it's weird. I don't really. Again, it's personal preference. Yeah. They then decided to on Twitter label it as ASMR, which they all laughed at and were in that call for when I came back, as I was distraught for the fact that kind of allegation can ruin someone's life. So I was very, what the fuck are you idiots doing? And I left, and I think Nomis made sure it was okay, and then he told me privately that this Joe, he had a history, and I'm not going to get into that here because obviously it's private. But he had a history, and it pertained to that sort of content, so he's very triggered by it. And so I said, hey, just apologize on my behalf, and say I'm sorry. I think 15 to 30 minutes passed, and this Joe, a bunch of accounts joined the server, and started basically telling Joe about his past and basically sending him and they said immediately, well, that's you, with zero proof. I think other than 3 invites were used with my account, but then again, I did with that invite, I left and rejoined the server a bunch of, I think 3 or 4 times. And again, they knew that. So they immediately jumped on that as, it's you, because the invite was used a bunch of times, and it's about his past. How would they know that? And I think as well, it was mentioned in the call that about his briefly about his past. So it could have been any number of people. It was in a public Discord server that he brought up, just briefly about his past.
Yeah.
I think again, just brief, and then obviously Nomis told me in depth, and I was like, holy shit, that's Jesus Christ. So I was like, I'm sorry for that. And yeah, they just spread that allegation just around, and with zero proof that I actually had any involvement.
So they said that. Okay, so let me say this. So basically, a bunch of accounts joined the Nomis server, right? And they spammed cheese pizza in there, right? And
in the server directly to Joe.
Directly to Joe, and then they thought it was you.
Yeah, with zero proof, there's no, do you know what I mean? Nothing linking the accounts back to me. No proof that the accounts joined through that link, other than it was used 3 extra times, which I used the link to get back in the server because I was obviously very distraught. So they spread the allegation around with zero evidence other than a link was used 3 extra times, and it's okay, well, it could have been me, it could have been any number of people.
So you only used the link once, right?
Well, yeah, I left the server because I left the server after the rape ASMR stuff, and then I joined back. I got kicked. I joined back again, and then I got kicked. So it was 3 times.
Yeah,
I used the link.
Yeah, but it wasn't you though. The sent.
Yeah.
It wasn't even your account, right? That sent it.
Yeah, it wasn't my account that sent it. It was just 3 random burner accounts.
Yeah. So obviously that wasn't you. And then they spread this around
on Twitter.
With no proof whatsoever. Can't believe Nomis did that. That's so ironic for him to do because he sent what do you call it?
Yeah, Shota. It was Shota. Yeah.
So this is the next question. So did people believe the false allegations that Nomis made on you?
Yeah.
And without like even looking more into it, they just said, "Oh, you have a cheese pizza. You sent cheese pizza." And this is public Discord server. There's no proof.
Yeah, because the what's it called, the link was used 3 times, so it looked suspicious. But like again, a lot of people. I think the only people that didn't believe that I did do that was Meme Frog, Dodge, Animedia, and just kind of that side of the all those guys. Again, Meme Frog was like, you don't seem like the person to have his pizza on your hard drive. Like, I totally 100% believe you.
Mm-hmm.
And again, a bunch of friends. Like, the list goes on, but it's mainly that kind of friend group, as well as close friends.
Yeah.
I think as well, it didn't help that ASMR shit was going around. And the thing, again, Kumo, one of the original people that brought all this up, did hold his friends accountable, and I again just want to put props out to him. Thank you so much for holding them accountable. I know, again, as you said, you don't really like me and you view me as a piece of shit, but I just again want to say thank you so much for clearing that up. That it was not. I think he mentioned the allegations, which again, do you know what I mean? It looked bad, but like, you can't. Do you know what I mean? You can't equate the two.
Yeah. I was also told like the reason Nomis thought it was like you or something, it had to do with like IPs, and then he said like, "Oh, I can't show you because of legal reasons."
Yeah, so with that, he then cleared me and put on Twitter, by the way, it was not Kita. got my IP allegedly, as well, and said, yeah, and Domino's, and said, oh, it's Domino's. So then went after Domino. But here's the thing, you can't get IPs off of Discord.
Yeah, that's the thing. What? Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, you can't do that though. You can't really do
but
that.
Here's the kicker, though. Apparently, when we were dating, I follow, because I used to do computer science in high school. I follow Anonymous and a bunch of those other accounts. Do you know what I mean? Just to keep up to date what's going on in that community. I mentioned it to him, like that they were doing stuff in. I think it was. What the fuck was it? Was it? I can't remember the country, but it was some shit to do with like Muslims and people.
Yeah.
And they were doing hacks to take that down. And he legit, I have the screenshot. He legit said, if I disappear for a few days, it's because I'm doing work with Anonymous.
Pretty much the messages that Kita was referring to were these messages where Nomis said that he worked for Anonymous. Obviously, this guy doesn't fucking work for Anonymous. I'm not sure what the fuck he's on about, but it's pretty fucking funny. Nomis?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I have that script. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I'll put that in my video, but
exactly, yeah.
Wait, did Nomis ever get
the
like
worst?
Oh, go on.
The worst thing about it is, again, in Kumo's video exposed, like, doing the end of Kita, he legit, like, confronts him and says, oh yeah, we have your IP, buddy. We have your IP. And again, the poor dude's just there, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't get through IPs. Okay, show me my IP. And he's scared shitless because he's been, accused of It just looks really bad at the end of that video. And also, I have, here it is. I also have proof that when they said, like, oh, we got your face from a public Discord server, yeah, that's bullshit. I gave it to Nomis. By the way, definitely contact Saamuel because I've given him a bunch of evidence that it is Nomis, as well as stuff like that this account is him. What was I gonna say? I gave it to Nomis, like screenshots and shit like that. So let me go to it. I did send it to Samuel. I have screenshots of the exact clip that they used in that. So do you know what I mean? It's like most of these things that have been leaked were him, and like again the whole thing of you put it in a Discord, like in a Discord. But yeah, that's bullshit.
What Nomis did here is that he doxed Kita's face, and Nomis lied saying that Kita already did a face reveal in his public Discord server, when that wasn't true at all. Again, this is just Nomis being really pathetic, and also being a hypocrite, because he complained it and threw a temper tantrum because people were doxing his private images when he already posted it on Instagram. And no, it wasn't a private account, it was a public Insta account. If it was a private Insta account, I would definitely understand how that would be doxing, but since it's a public account, it doesn't matter, because it's already public. Anywho, this just further goes to show that Nomis is a massive hypocrite.
This is the clip. That was the one that was released afterwards, and his one with the clip. The what's up focus. Yeah, it was given to either it was given to him by Nomis, and Nomis lied and said, "Oh, he face revealed in my server," or he knew and still went with it. So
he just lied and said that. Okay, so pretty much he just doxed you out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that they say like is as justification is, well, you're using a Snapchat filter, but it was like, okay, but Johnny, you can still make out pretty much all my facial features, hair color.
So these allegations started like after you guys broke up, sometime possibly in midsummer or late summer, right?
We were still a thing when he made the allegations, though. Like, do you know what I mean? And then like.
What? He made these allegations about his own partner too? Like, you guys were...
Yeah.
Oh
it was only shortly afterwards, like, when I found out that, like, he believed them, that, do you know what I mean? I was like... Because, yeah, we were still a couple, like, at that point, and then he made the allegations, then I was like, yeah, you piece of shit, and we're not a couple anymore.
So he... Oh my god, okay, so he pretty much somewhat backstabbed you. And then broke up with you, saying, like, oh, you have cheese pizza, no proof whatsoever. What?
Yep, it was legit just like a thing, again, of like, he wanted to get one over on me because we like, at that point we broke up. And yeah, people just believed it for a good couple months, and as well, I wasn't in the best mindset. That's why I disappeared for a good couple months, because I just wasn't in the best mindset, like, and it was obvious I needed to be medicated. So by the way, I'm medicated now. I'm on antidepressants, because as well as I said in my response, which the response to what people were saying, like, afterwards was just sickened me. I genuinely did try to take. That's okay. I'm medicated now. It's all fine. But it got to a point where I genuinely tried to do that. Again, I've gotten help for that sort of thing. But like, as soon as I put out my response, like saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm back," and making that, everyone immediately went, "Wow, how pathetic." And it was just a thing of like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh yeah, the other thing. So did like Nomis get backlash with us because of falsely accusing you, or like not really?
Nope. Because I think it was a multitude of factors as to why. Firstly, with the like, allegation I just said that was proven to be true, but obviously I apologize for it, as well as transphobia. There was a lot of commentators, all small, by the way, they didn't have anything less than 20 subs, but a lot of them, because I was trans, immediately went, okay, this is another Jalen situation, we finna go in. And it's like, yeah, but you've not even seen my response, like, most of this are allegations, and just, yeah, I think just because of that, I get it's like, again, it's the Jalen thing of like, they're being transphobic and everything else, but it was it was pretty much genuine. A lot of them were like behind the scenes calling me the F slur, saying I don't fuck with rah, and then like, again, because it all came out at the same time as like oh, he has CP as well as he does the as well as he has a second account where he follows minors. Do you know what I mean? It was like 3 allegations at once, so it was like, I think that kind of contributed as to why people believed Nomis's lies more.
Yeah, and Nomis was really liked at the time too, so it's like no one really looked into it. To conclude this segment is, again, it's very fucking ironic for Nomis to be falsely accusing people of serious stuff when he literally supports Siley and porn and is a total degenerate. Speaking of that, this is where my next point comes in.
Order dildos just for fun. Yeah, your dog's got leads.
Just gonna throw this out there right now. Look, Nomis, in no way am I calling you a pedophile or a groomer. All I'm saying is that what you did and said to Salem was pedophilic and straight up degeneracy. And adding on to that, you're most likely allegedly close to the same age as Meadows. And for those who don't know, Meadows is allegedly 27, making NomisYalf 26 or 27 years old. I've already proved earlier in this video that Nomis is not in his early 20s. Anywho, I did an interview with Salem about Nomis and their experience that they had with him. By the way, just a fair warning here, this part does talk about some very sensitive subjects, and some stuff is very fucking disturbing. That also disturbed me as well. So watch at your own risk. Otherwise, continue watching. Okay, so what was like your experience with Nomis and stuff?
Do you mean in general or
Like yeah, like in general at first, and then like more
my
in detail.
Alright, my experience with Nomis whilst we were all like friends, it was fine. It was kind of like any normal friendship that I would have had like with anybody else. Kind of just like how we spoke in VCs. We played games together. From the outside we were like friends.
Yeah.
DMs, maybe that's where it was a tiny bit questionable, but that's as far as I was aware of. He was only just giving me compliments, too many of them that we can now, that how I view it as of now, compared to maybe if you told me when we were speaking, if we was like during the whole Nomis drama, I would have thought that he was something different. Yeah.
How did like he meet you and stuff? Like how did that came to be though?
So we met through I met him through Kumo.
Kumo, yeah, I've heard.
And I met him through Kumo because Kumo at the time, I think this was like probably a time when I was having like issues with like another server and with somebody else. And I think he was there and we was like talking and all. I think how I came to Nomis' server was I was gonna VC with Kumo and I thought like, oh yeah, I just want to have a fun time and shit. But they were all in Nomis' server.
Yeah.
So Nomis gave me an invite, and then that's how I met basically the majority of people in small commentary, not even just Kumo himself. So that's how we met.
Oh yeah. So most definitely like just like through mutuals and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. How was like your DMs between him and you, and how was it like questionable and stuff?
So the DMs, as I think as it started, it was mostly fine up until the first incident where it was about my art, because I had one art piece that had one of my old soners trying to carry a dumbbell but saying it was too heavy. But, it was been kind of questioned and speculated around like kind of like in the server in general, but Nomis as well, because Nomis had asked me if I was a femboy. I just told him no, this is just a reference I was using. This is how I made the art. And he kind of just in that bit he kind of said sorry, I'm trying to like remember and also trying to go through my Twitter threads as well. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. Just take your time.
Yeah. So yeah, he asked me. He didn't ask me. When I showed him like the reference, he then told me that that was probably me looking for like a big strong man to like basically do everything for me, and I kind of told him, I'm not ready to date. I don't know what I was trying to insinuate. I was just like, nah, this is ain't relatable. Not really. That was the first one.
So he told you
and
he told you if you needed a big strong man. Oh my god.
It's
that's just I don't even know what to say.
That was a start, and I think it was generally at the time still under the assumption that we were just like friends. There was nothing much extra. I was gonna think that, oh yeah, I was gonna go to something like strange. But then we get to when, you know, him calling me cute. Like, he's calling me a cute little sub or an adorable little sub, which I found this out recently. It's like, I know that sub means submissive, but I didn't know that was like an actual like sex term, which is that's weird to me.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's actually a word. I don't know what term that is used, but I've seen it used mostly as a sex term.
As a wait, can you say that again?
As a term. Oh, a sub.
No, that is most definitely used as a term. Most definitely.
Yeah, he's called me that.
Yeah, that's very creepy and straight up weird. What Salem was saying here is that Nomis had called him a cute little sub. Sub is the abbreviation term of submissive. The meaning of the word submissive is a person who takes a submissive role in sexual activities. The word submissive is mostly used as a sex term. This means that Nomis could have been trying to get sex with Salem, meaning Nomis, who's possibly almost the same age as Meadows, was trying to get sex with a minor. And yes, I know he lives in the UK and age of consent over there is 16, but I don't give a fuck about what some stupid law says. I'm not talking about a 18 or 19-year-old saying these things to a 17-year-old. I'm not talking about a 2-year, 3-year age gap here, right? I'm talking about a literal full-grown adult that is in his late 20s being to a minor. Again, I don't give a fuck about what the law states. Just because something is legal, it doesn't mean it's always correct. No, miss, what you did here was very disgusting and idyllic.
This is the bit where, obviously, kind of like, into that conversation, we was kind of getting like, this is where we're hitting uncomfortable territory. Mind you, I'm not this is the one thing where I need to learn this more about myself. I'm not a blunt person.
Yeah.
I don't say things kind of just like how it is. I kind of circle around it, but at some point I'll get to the point.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is one of the situations where I kind of was just like, I felt like maybe if me taking in the compliments but not reciprocating them back means that I'm just trying to be like genuinely nice, but obviously no one, like, you know, no one's gonna understand, like, you know, if I don't say no that I'm uncomfortable, that's gonna, like, you know, obviously that's just gonna, you know, mean that it seems like it's on Nomis' end, it's probably gonna seem that it's okay, but on my end we're getting to uncomfortable territory. So that was one of the first interactions. I don't know if that's like answers the question, but do you need me to go to like the second or any other ones?
That does answer the question. It's like, yeah, it is starting to go into uncomfortable territory. Yeah, that does answer that question.
Yeah.
So, wait, that was like the second incident, right?
That was the first.
The first, okay.
Our second incident, I would say, happened. Hold on. Yeah. This one was, our second interaction happened like days after that, because the first one happened June 8th. And our second one, as far as I remember, I don't know if it carried on to like June 8th to June 9th, but I know that I remember specifically there's another one on the 25th, which kind of hits that same thing, but had nothing to do with like any art piece that I made. It was just something that random. Shall I expand on that? The second interaction?
Yeah, if you want to.
I guess I will. The 25th, there isn't much I remember in regards to what caused the conversation. All I know of is that I know that I had the conversation anyway. It was on the 25th. I think what happened was that I was in a VC that I think I left, because what then sparked up the conversation was that I was starting to get shy, which Nomis could identify that I was starting to get shy, and I'm a little bit like not wanting to talk and all. And I kind of I expressed that it was kind of a new experience to me, how everybody speaks in small commentary. because I'm not in that community whatsoever. I'm talking with like friends who are like small commentators, but I wouldn't associate I don't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself one.
Yeah, just like being friends with the people that are from that community, but not being part of it, right?
Yeah. So what he assumed was that it was a mask. Was it that it was like I don't know. I think it must have been his masculine voice that he's referring to. He said, what is it? He specified that in a quote that it was his masculine voice, and if that's what got me shy, and if I liked it.
Oh god.
This is one where I didn't know how to react because.
Here's a screenshot of Salem was talking about. As you can see, Nomis asks them if they like hearing a masculine man's voice that bad. Mind you that Nomis is possibly 27, meaning they're in their late 20s, and Salem is 17 years old, which they're still considered a minor.
Now, this is a situation where I can't say yes. I say yes, I'm condoning it, even though I'm uncomfortable. I can't say no because I'm thinking that's gonna piss him off. Mind you, that he said in his video that he's a psychopath. He stated that multiple times beforehand. So, me knowing this fact, I don't know how the fuck he's gonna react to me saying no. Sorry if I'm swearing. I shouldn't.
No, you're good. You're good. It's fine.
Yeah. What I kind of did was just I was kind of just like this one. I was more honest with my uncertainty. I kind of just told him I don't know how to react. I don't know if I should say thanks or. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Before I just started using like gifs and I just started to take in the compliment, try to divert the conversation in any possible way I could, but this one I felt maybe let me be a tiny bit more honest, but I don't think that worked.
As I stated before, Nomis isn't 18 or 19, he's most likely in his late 20s, possibly 26 or 27 years old. Nomis should have known better that he shouldn't be saying inappropriate things towards minors. And by the way, Nomis, your mental illness doesn't excuse your disgusting pedophilic actions, you fucking moron. Was there like a third incident? Is this with like the shot, right?
I don't think I ever mentioned that within like my own personal tweets. I may have no, I did. It was August 4th, August 5th time, but I don't know if this was around the same day. I literally just took as just like the screenshot, but thing. Because around August 4th and August 5th, I think this would be during the time when he was dealing with the drama with his friends. Well, ex-friends now, let's say that.
Was that
because
with like based aces in Acehowler.
No, it was with all of his old friends. It was like, we had like Jab, Joe, Sam, when everybody started falling out. During that time, me and Nomis, we were still chill with one another. And I was feeling bad. It's like, it's nowhere in my soul where I would be mean or be upset or like just like angry at somebody just like out of nowhere and out of malice, and I care for everybody because we're all human at the end of the day. So I respect everybody through and through. Mind you, that does depend on the scenario, but still. During that time, we were just like talking, we were chill, and we were like fine. On the 4th, this is why I said that it happened. I said it was on the 4th. I know that me, Nomis, and Kumo, we were all in a VC with one another.
Yeah.
From what I can recollect, I think Nomis was looking at his search history because that was the next thing that he sent me. I remembered he did react with like, what the fuck? He said that out of nowhere. Verbatim. And then me and Kumo, we both were like, obviously because it came out of nowhere, we're like, what happened? And that's when he sent it. He didn't send it to just Kumo, he sent it to me as well. What he reacted to.
Was this like in the DMs or like in the group chat?
He sent me what he reacted to in DMs. He sent it to both me and Kumo, both in DMs. But I know he sent it to me unsolicited, like kind of just like full on everything's out there, and it's
that
fucking the My Hero, which is just ew. And then he sent me right after that his search history.
His search history. Wait, what? Wait, what
I don't think I didn't look pretty much into it. I don't think it was anything weird. Hopefully, I mean, don't get me wrong. Take that with a grain of salt. I need to go back to that. This is the first time I'm actually ever addressing it like full on with my voice and all that.
It's fine.
So I'm going back to like everything to make sure I'm stating everything correct. But as far as I can remember, I don't think there was anything weird in the search history up until the thing he sent me. So the show.
So like, okay, so he sent you it unsolicited, right?
Yeah. So like everything was showing. I don't know if I'm using the right word. I'm just.
You're good.
I'm pretending I'm. Yeah. I'm pretending that I know what I'm saying as of like every big word I'm trying to use right now. So forgive me if I'm using wrong words and shit.
You're good. If you don't know what is, it's pretty much like Lolicon, but instead of being a little girl, it's a little boy. The thing is, Nomis defends us, saying that the age of consent in the UK is 16 and the Salem is 17. Here's the thing though, the age of consent only applies if you want to have a interaction with a 16-year-old. And sending to a minor in UK is illegal. And going back to what I said a few seconds ago about Nomis sending pretty much what he sent was cheese pizza drawings, right? So pretty much he broke another law because the UK law also states that possessing, distributing cheese pizza drawings is fucking illegal and can land you in jail for a maximum of 3 years.
Yeah, I think this was probably just like one of like the fuck ups that this is one of the illegal ones. This is the only probably like a little act like by law, which like it's. To me, that's probably like the most weirdest bit. This is kind of like the bit where I'm still in the stage of like, what could have been the intent should I have never said nothing? Mind you, like the scenario that it could have happened with me, number one, we could have, if I never said anything about it, and I just like, you know, I didn't like share my DMs, if I didn't like say nothing at all. Mind you, that the only reason why my first DMs like ever was to come out was that it was just to prove I wasn't no snitch about the videos coming out. But if I still said nothing at that time, I think the only scenarios that would have happened with me and Nomis was that either we would have stuck as friends and maybe he would have still carried on saying weird stuff, or doing like the weird stuff, I don't know, or God forbid a relationship even happened and that on that end, that would have to assume that even I'm comfortable with it, but that would never happen. But if that was to even like occur, or that if he was ever to like confess that he actually likes me, not sure if he does, but again, speculating. And that up until I have to then wait until like I'm 18 for then him to like just say it to the world. God forbid. But worst case, you know. I'm think of just the worst thing to happen and think of it being against the law.
Yeah,
that's what I'm starting to think.
Yeah, but I think it was like good that you said something about it because you don't know what could have happened if you just kept quiet.
Yeah, I know. There's been questions also about not like in my own comments, but I know there was some people who questioned why I spoke about it when Sam's video was coming out. Which, as I've said before, the initial reason as to why my DMs were shown in the first place wasn't because I asked Sam to. It was, quite frankly, only because I was trying to prove that I wasn't a snitch at the time. I wasn't like telling nobody that videos were coming out. I kept my mouth shut. This wasn't my situation, but so I just kind of backed off. That was the first time. The only reason why I'm starting to bring stuff the only reason why I started bringing stuff up now was because me and Nomis, when he found out, obviously he had a whole fit. He was upset.
Yeah. You should go in detail about that. The fit, like
on that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
How did that go?
So it was on the 12th. Someone had told him. I don't know who, but there's potentially 2 people, and I don't want to like bring their names out because I don't want to.
It's fine.
There any hate. But I know that someone had apparently told Nomis that basically that I sent the DMs. And Nomis was like, how was it? Like, when was he gonna tell me? I just said, I told him, like, was it today? So I told him the same day that I sent the DMs, I was gonna tell him that I sent them, which somewhat true, but I don't know if I would have. Then he was like bullshit, and started he just lashed out because he trusted me as a friend to keep quiet. And to not show the DMs and to pretend that I was snitching. If I God forbid, here's the one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna lie on myself, because I ain't no snitch, and I ain't gonna get people to. I ain't gonna pretend to myself that a scenario would have been better if I just let the hate come to me.
Yeah.
Whilst I don't mind it, I'm not gonna do it. Not with small commentators when it's gonna be people who are bigger than me, and it's not gonna be with people that I don't know. I'm not doing that. So basically, Nomis, he lashed out so much so to the extent where he wanted me to actually go on a video with him. I'm assuming on his end what he was trying to do was he told me that he wanted my side out. To say that this was a whole mistake and that we actually were just friends and that we were all chill, but I'm assuming what he means by that was that I was the one that I fucked up, and to reveal myself, and that I did it with the malicious intent, and everybody should hate me about it.
What Nomis is trying to do here is that he was trying to gaslight and manipulate Salem that they fucked up for exposing Nomis's actions. Also, another thing that I want to point out here is that what Nomis did here is also known as victim blaming. Well, victim blame means that it occurs when the victim of a crime or any wrongful act, for example, Nomis's pedophilic actions towards Salem, is held entirely or partially at fault for the harm that befell them. And if we take a look at these screenshots, these are all examples of Nomis victim blaming Salem of the pedophilia that Nomis did towards Salem, who was a victim of Nomis's disgusting and actions. Especially this screenshot is another example of Nomis victim blaming Salem because Nomis is telling him to take responsibility for the pedophilia that Salem was victim of.
I don't know. It's, again, I'm not a small commentator. I don't know how these things work. I don't know if there's even supposed to be a scenario that goes along with that. It's just, I'm just kind of at this point where it's, because during that situation, obviously this is all in the heat of the moment. So much so that after during even in this whole argument and everything like that, I decided to just miss of it. I just blocked him.
Yeah, yeah.
I blocked him because I was like, the first time when I blocked him was to the intent of trying to basically get him to calm down. Because I didn't mind unblocking him the next time, because I wanted to actually speak with him and actually tell him listen, what you said, what you done, and how this has affected me, that was low. He's called me many things in the book. He called me a rat out of all things. He just said
what the fuck?
He called me a rat, he called me a bitch, he called me everything in the book. That's how pissed he was. So I was just like, let me just block him and calm down. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
We spoke, and then during that time, I think I was trying to. This is me at a stage where I was kind of just like, no, maybe we can work this out. Maybe we can just be friends again. Obviously, let me just we'd have boundaries and all.
Yeah.
But during that time when we were trying to get close again, he's also trying to then say that he cares and that that he's trying to solve the whole situation, because apparently someone has said without Nomis had said my name publicly, but before that he said other people were doing it. So every single time it was just a mention of people are saying your name, and we're gonna find these people and we're gonna expose them and da 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 da. And keeping in mind all of this, I was on holiday.
Yeah.
I was in a whole different country at that time, and I was sick. This stuff this is gonna sound so stupid, maybe because I don't know if I'm over exaggerating it, but I've gotten sick from that whole situation. I've vomited and thinking kind of even about that whole situation during that time. I'm more calmer now, but still. And then I had a reevaluation of that whole situation, and I was like, this is where I blocked him the second time, and this was the final bit.
Yeah.
The second time was because because this is how my mind thought process was. If someone was to call me all those names, that's not a friend. If that friend wouldn't let me discuss with my other friends how to then maneuver with this whole situation, that isn't a friend. If said friend is able to get me to an extent where they're actively making me sick, that's not a friend. Better yet, a friend I'd assume would be able to detect when someone's shy, and someone maybe could be feeling a tiny bit uncomfortable, and wouldn't then try to proceed the way that they were doing, because that at that point is now becoming flirtatious. That isn't a friend. That's someone who's trying to look for something more.
Yeah.
Mind you, maybe he wasn't looking for something more, but I'm on the other side of the DMs. I don't read his mind. This is what I'm perceiving. This is how I feel, and I'm just gonna, and that's that. This isn't signs of someone trying to be a friend. This is someone. This is a sign of being of one of two things: either someone who's trying to be a dickhead, or someone who's trying to get with me.
Yeah, no, that what you said there, yeah, that's not a friend. That's just a very creepy, disgusting individual that I mean, one is very desperate, and two did something like illegal as shit as well.
Oh, I'm free.
Yeah.
And as an adult, let's not forget that. Like I have to, I still have to keep that in mind that he is an adult. At the end of the day, he's someone who we all see. He's legally in both the USA and even in the UK. He's both an adult.
Yeah.
And with that, bearing in mind, like, because he is an adult, I would expect him more knowing how to maneuver and how to handle, like, how to like speak in general. He's been able to talk with his friends just fine. I've never seen him communicate the same way communicate to other people the same way as he does with me. Unless it may be like, Keto, who apparently I hear that, he used to have a relationship with, or there could be many other people and I just don't know about it.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then that's especially the reason why I made a tweet. Because it's better off that people know what he's done. And I'm trying to get people to just like, if it won't get away from him, just know what he's done. And see if they really want to hang out with him still after that.
Yeah.
Because
this
isn't good. This isn't,
how were you like mentally during the whole friendship? And
during
sorry. Go on.
During the friendship, I was mostly kind of like in between a space where I was like, at first we were fine. It was almost like, as I said, it was like if it was any normal related, like, was it friendship, we would have been alright. But obviously now that we get to, like, when he's called me a cute little sub, or when he's called me cute, like, during that time, this is when it kind of progressed to me then being like, oh, this is a bit weird, but maybe friends say that, I don't know, like, maybe that's how he talks. This is a part where I started making like excuses. Oh, he was just being nice. Oh, he's trying to be friendly. And then it starts getting even more, and I'm like, this is now we're hitting like a stage where it's kind of like now we're breaking the territory. Up until we had that argument, the argument probably broke the territory because of a whole different situation. Because I was like, yeah. So mentally, I was fine at the start. I was only progressing to go a little bit, like, I was only starting to like worsen, like, progressively after the situation. And then when we hit to obviously me blocking him the first time, that's when I was done. Mentally, I wasn't there.
Yeah. So pretty much he started to like, break you down mentally, right? Did he knew about this?
I
tell, or
I mean, I think he was more self-involved, I don't know. I think he mostly cared on himself. I don't think he really cared about anybody else in regards to like thing.
So you're telling
What I've
me...
noticed.
Yeah, go on.
Hmm?
Go on.
I think if I'm, it kind of still hits a bit where when he was able to identify when I was shy. How do you then know if he realizes this or not? On one hand, I wasn't blunt with him, but on another hand, he was able to know when I was like uncomfortable during a VC. I left because of it. So if you're able to identify that, what else were you able to know? Were you able to know that I was uncomfortable during those times? Because I didn't reciprocate back. I just took your compliments in. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think he probably... I don't know. I don't think he even cared if he was like, you know, destroying like your mental health and stuff.
No, he'd be the type to say, cry about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so like, so the first incident...
I don't know.
So the first incident, you were like, gone at that point, right?
The first incident, in regards to the RPs, and that one, I think that one being on June 4th, I started getting tiny bit uncomfortable when, if I hit my breaking point was the argument, August 12th.
And
that was when, yeah.
So that's
just
where,
during that time, it was progressive.
That whole argument and stuff, right? You got sick and stuff, and that's where like you weren't doing well mentally at all, right?
Nah, yeah, I was down. I was upset. It was. God, I don't know how to like describe it. It was. I had to. I got sick and I had to pretend like to my whole family and to like everyone that, you know, oh, it was food. That was it, and it really wasn't just this. Usually, I tend to like. I'm the type of person. I tend to worry quick. I tend to like get sick as well because of me worrying a lot quick. So that's the outcome.
Yeah. Well, so after this whole thing, like, have you like been able to like recover from it?
That's a good question actually. Debatable. It's I've tried to like progress back to my normal routine of just doing art, but it's kind of hard when every day I'm kind of mostly surrounded with the whole thing with Nomis and just, you know, or what he did or, you know, what he's saying, because it's I know there was a few social medias where I've seen him say that he was done addressing it, and I was like, I don't think it's right that he should be the one to say that when people should stop addressing the situation or when he should be stopping addressing it. I feel like that's more dictated on me. That if I say I'm done, that I'm done, and that we can like, what is it? Whilst everybody's gonna speculate, everybody's gonna still talk about it. That's fine. I understand that, but I've come to like the extent we've hit the extent where now that's what I've seen every single day on Twitter. Every single day there's either like a whole new Nomis tweet. I don't follow him, but I still get his tweets anyway for some reason. There's a whole new Nomis tweet. There's a Sam's tweet. There's Azaz. There's everyone who's talking about it, and I'm like, you know, it kind of hits me. It kind of like hits me, and then it kind of sends me back. Obviously, and this isn't me trying to say, you know, oh, everybody like stop talking about it. It's gonna make me uncomfortable. Nah, it's me having just like, just like sit back and have to kind of reflect still about it. And the reason why I say I don't think I've hit that recovery extent, or I don't feel like I'm at where I need to be, is because I'm still, during this time, I'm still asking questions about, you know, what this could what could have happened, or what's going to happen now. Worst thing of all is like I'm still kind of like gaslighting myself to make it sound as if I'm the issue. I'm supposed to be the one who's being blunt. I should have said something. Oh, wait, I didn't say outright no. I should have just, I should have just said no, and then he would have understood. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. I've gone to that spiral. And I had people try to like break me out of that, to be like, listen, you're a child. You don't know what you're doing. And it's understandable and it's okay. Just don't associate with these people. And that's basically it. And having that understanding of like, that I'm the child and that, this is an adult who's supposed to be more responsible than me. That's why I'm starting to like get a tiny bit better. So I feel like I'm recovering. I just haven't hit my stage. I haven't hit the stage where I'm fully recovered.
No, that is good that you are recovering, right? And I definitely do agree with what some people are saying, like saying that yeah, you're a minor. You don't really understand. You don't know what like to say to someone that's like like 5-6 years older than you. You don't really know how to respond to that because of how just like how creepy and just how disgusting that is. That's how you should just like go with it, saying like, well, I'm a minor and I don't really understand this. And Nomis should have like known better. He's a full functioning fucking adult. He's not a fucking like, he's not a literal like, he's not a minor. He's not 14. He's not 12, alright? Okay, he is a 22, 23-year-old grown adult that should have known way better. I saw this about like suicide baiting. Did he do that to you? By any chance?
He did it to everyone. He did to. I wouldn't say that this is an isolated incident because I've seen him do it to like other people and about the same situation. But
what was your experience with
what?
That? Yeah.
So what I remembered happening about that is that I think everyone was in a VC, and I don't know. Here's the thing: I wasn't there, but I've only gotten just out of like information out of the people who were there that apparently. He kicked off because I think people were kicking him out the VC just like for the fun of it, and apparently he would used to do that too. So it's hypocritical for him to being upset. But I don't know what he then did. He showed me his. What's the area like between like the elbows and the wrists? I think that's like is that forearm? Forearm.
I think so. Maybe.
He showed me not really his cast, but like his tissue paper. And bloods.
Oh god.
Which had insinuated, that he had like self-harmed because of that. And here's the thing. I'm not gonna shit on him on that. I'm not even gonna like down him on that. That's sad. I think maybe the reasoning for it, maybe it's a little bit questionable, and maybe he was dealing with someone at the time. I don't know. I'm not gonna down him on like him being like was it. Like climbing himself, and then the only thing I will like 100% though question him on is just more showing it to minors, expecting them to like know how to help you. Like we're not therapists. We're stupid kids. The only thing we can do is just be, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna like again, it's during that time of him having his issues with his ex-friends. I started having to believe, or I'm started to think that I could be the potential sole reason as to why he can be happy. I have to be there as a friend for him to be happy. I have to surround myself with him to make him happy. I could. I still I don't like him. Now I don't think it's appropriate for me to even like speak with him at all. I don't think it's even like, I don't think there's ever a chance where even if he was to say sorry, I'm ever gonna forgive him. But as a person, as me, I hope he isn't hurting himself and he isn't like doing doing the stuff to himself. And I don't wish death on anybody, and especially not even him. Again, depending on the person, but this isn't like, was it me as a person? I just don't wish like death upon like nobody, and I don't wish like anybody on their downfall. I kind of hope for their improvement, and I hope that no one had to experience like what I had to. So it's the only thing is that I'm still at this stage where it's like I don't know if I should be mad. I don't know if I should be upset. I don't know how I should be reacting. I'm just trying to stay positive. And if that means that he's out of my life entirely, bet. He doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to see me improving. Perfectly, as in, I can hope that he's improving and that he's doing better, and that he isn't doing the stuff that he's done with me to other kids. But he can do that in a distance, and I don't need to see it. If he's doing it, amazing. But I just don't want no involvement with him.
Yeah. Just like I said in an interview, Salem didn't know better because they're still a minor, and Nomis, on the other hand, is a 27-year-old grown-ass man that's fully fucking functional that should have known better to not be and yes, I know Nomis' defense is going to be something along the lines of that he is a psychopath and he doesn't have emotions, or that he has some psychotic disorder. Okay, Nomis, if you didn't have emotions, then why were you acting Salem and saying these nasty things to them? Exactly, motherfucker. You only say that you're a psychopath when it's convenient for you. At the end of the day, it's just you trying to use mental health as a way to excuse your pedophilia. I'll talk more about this later. Hey guys, Editing AJ here. I also forgot to mention this in the video, but NomisYalf compared Salem to Oughta. I don't know much about Oughta. All I know is that she is not a good person, that she's a really shitty individual, and that's all you guys gotta know, is that Oughta is a really shitty individual. She's not a good person. She's a very bad person. But anyways, Nomis compared Salem, okay? Salem, who is Nomis' victim, to a disgusting individual known as Oughta. Like, what? Salem is nothing like Oughta. Salem is a victim of Nomis. Salem literally suffered because of Nomis. Oughta is a shit individual. Nomis, besides you being pedophilic, you're also a fucking idiot for trying to compare Salem to a shit individual known as Oughta. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say that. But yeah, back to the video. Anyways, what else can I say for this segment is that Nomis is a disgusting pedophilic person that hurt Salem badly.
A lot of children ask me stupid fucking questions. Like if I or if I believe in it. Well, shit. If you believe that, you. Know why? 'Cause I'm a pedophile! Pedophile! You goddamn right. I'm a literal pedophile! Yeah, I'm a pedophile! My words are like a zip tie with a plastic edge. It'll tie you to my bed, whether you're 8, 9, or 10. Prepubescent, toddler, infant, celeste, baby pants, or dress. The answer's yes. Heterophobic? Nah, you're just heterophobic. Staring at my hard drive, my collection is growing. That's my motherfucking on. You better let go of it. It belongs in my folder. You'll never get hold of it. Hey, it's me, Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone respects me. I'm just kidding myself. Get it? Kidding myself.
You should leave the scene. You're fucked. Oh well.
Well, here we are at his house. Let me knock on it.
Hey guys, what's up? Why are you all here?
OMG, what the fuck? Amos, you're friends with Nomis?
Yes, why?
Don't you know he has a crew called Nuns Gaming?
Nah, bullshit. Anyways, tell Nomis to deal with you guys. Go to bed now. Good night.
Oh, hey Ace, I was expecting you. Oh, and I see you brought friends with you. Come in, y'all.
We came to get Trividex from you.
Yes, I know. But first you gotta beat me in a boxing match. But your friends have to watch in a cage locked up in case they try to do something. I don't trust them.
Wait, why?
No,
What the hell, This is so messed up. Xiao fails to take accountability and makes bullshit excuses for his creeping pedophilic actions. For example, he literally said the reason why he called Salem adorable and cute was to cheer them up.
Just isn't that. I called them kind heart way before this because they are a kind-hearted person. But at the same time,
Nomis, that is not how you cheer up someone when they're going through a breakup. Calling them pet names and acting flirtatious towards them is just straight up being creepy and weird. But in your case, Nomis, since you are a decade older than Salem, it wasn't just creepy or weird behavior, you were behaving towards Salem.
If you don't know this, psychopaths don't exactly understand every single emotion. Now,
oh, you heard that, guys? Nomis doesn't understand every single emotion because he's apparently a psychopath. But when he was flirting and being Salem, he knew what emotions were. Again, this is just another example of Nomis not taking accountability and shifting blame. Also, remember these screenshots? Yes, this is also another example of Nomis shifting blame and failing to take accountability. Literally, this whole video is just him doubling down and shifting blame to Saamuel.
This person had been going through a serious breakup and it was really affecting them. So I was trying to cheer them up. Now, if
cheer them up? Bullshit, dude. More like you were trying to get with Salem, who was age. We get it, dude. You liked him 17.
What a good miner. Who's a good miner? Who's a good...
You just got SIM swapped, now your shit is mine.
This dude likes to use his mental health as a shield and likes to gaslight people with it. For example, in his response video to Saamuel, he said several times that he's a psychopath.
I don't know about you, but if you fuck with someone with schizophrenia or any kind of psychotic tendencies, it's like poking a grizzly bear with a stick. Psychopaths don't exactly...
You'll want to know the worst part of all of this?
Whole, suicide baiting, it's suicide baiting.
If you can recall with the interview I did with Salem, they said that Nomis had sent them and a few other individuals some photos. And yes, this is true. And what was Nomis' defense for this? Actually, let's play a game. A, Nomis admits he was in the wrong for sending. B, he shields himself with his mental health. C, he reveals that he's a furry. Okay, obviously, it's fucking B.
It wasn't suicide baiting at all. I had gone through some pretty traumatic shit that day, happened to deal with that, decided I would say something while in the heat of anger because the whole time they were basically just fucking trying to piss me off, and it had been working. It's more like they really shouldn't have. And I did say to leave it alone and to stop because it was bothering me and stuff, but they kept going with it. Now,
look, firstly, you were kicked out of a fucking Discord call. It's not that deep, dude. Secondly, and no, I'm not here to criticize Nomis for himself, but I am going to criticize them for sending us harm photos to minors. Look, man, just like what Salem said, we're not therapists, we're stupid kids. What can we do? All we can say is, oh, are you okay, dude? Are you doing fine, dude? I hope you're okay. Another thing that you stated is that
he wasn't the main catalyst to do this. It was like a mixture that just so happened, but he was the, let's say, wrong place, wrong time, the final doing, if you will. So he had a part to play, although he's not all at fault in that sense.
Listen, Nomis, whatever mental illnesses or whatever problems you were dealing with at the time, it doesn't justify or give you a pass for sending self-harm photos to minors. And honestly, Nomis, just because you're mentally ill, it doesn't excuse your pedophilic and shitty actions. It's like saying, for example, if Hitler faced charges for the stealing people and said that the reason he created a mass genocide was because he was mental, he's not gonna be free of charge. Nomis, you health as a shield is just disrespectful as fuck. You're literally the reason why people just don't take mental health seriously, and especially in this community. So a few weeks ago, Saamuel got a hold of Nomis' phone number. It was given to him by Kita, who is Nomis' ex. Sam had his brother call a number to see if it was him or not. You wanna guess what Nomis did? Oh, he ended up saying that Sam was obsessed with him, or some shit like that, and that Sam was gonna harass him with his phone number. Listen, dude. Firstly, Sam did admit that he should have not called the number, and that it was a dumb move on his part. Secondly, he wasn't gonna dox you, and third of all, Nomis, isn't it hypocritical for you to be spurging out that Sam had your number when you literally asked Melee to give you his parents' phone number in DMs over some petty beef? Nomis, make it make sense, you fucking moron.
Yeah, there is no going back. Leave the common smoke a pack.
Get the attention off of Nomis for a little bit. I want to talk about these two. Chris the Narc is another Commentator channel who replied to Sam's tweet stating that he's brain for having his brother call Nomis' number. Chris, you're hard. It wasn't a he obtained it, okay? It was just a phone number. A dog IP, the individual's address, first and last name, date of birth, and etc. Another thing, if you thought that Sam was gonna leak Nomis's number, then you're a fucking idiot. Anyways, the next person I'm gonna talk about is Petrified, who's a former Roblox commentary channel that made shit documentary videos about Roblox YouTubers. This guy ratted me out to Nomis while I was trying to spy on his server and get more information. And what does Petrified do? He rats me out to him, and his defense for this is that, oh, I was bored and it was for the shits and giggles. What a shit excuse, dude.
I think you know how this works, right?
Yes. Alright, I won. Give me Trividex back and let AJ and Welling Gecko go.
I actually won.
You fucking rigged. You cheated.
I don't care. Lol. Alright, boys, you have Trividex and Ace's friends.
Yes, boss.
Alright, let's dip now.
FBI, open up!
Mr. NomisYalf, you are under arrest for crimes against humanity.
Oh man, I was very close.
Oh, shut up, Nomis445. Just continue walking, dude.
Your bank and made a stack, you're on dogs, man. I maxed out your
Nomis has said several times that Saamuel is grasping at straws for calling him out, and in his own words, calls it petty and childish.
Really petty and childish, and I just can't bring myself to respond to someone being petty and childish. It's pretty much just him grasping at straws to try and make me look worse than I am.
Nomis, you saying that it's grasping at straws and calling it childish and petty. It's just you coping because you were caught red-handed for your p***ing shitty actions, you dumb fuck.
Hey, what?